Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
All right, welcome to Broken Simulation. We're in it. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you Americans, real American heroes, okay? That's who you are. And I'm here with Johnny, East Coast Johnny Woodard, everybody.
I had a woman tell me that she doesn't celebrate the slaughter of the Indians, so I said, okay, cool.
Yeah, I was going to be like,
whatever.
What do you think the pagan angle of Thanksgiving is?
Oh, it's for sure something about those pilgrims being into like some occult stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah,
they were
for
actually
sure.
doing like blood sacrifices or something there.
Yeah, you know
For
those
sure.
natives. They love their blood sacrifices for sure, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Johnny,
Mayflower
good to see you.
probably means something like it's some kind of code
Mayflower
language.
means like sacrifice to Moloch or something like that.
Yeah, like we made deflower children. How about that? That's what they're thinking.
Damn,
Yeah.
Johnny, you went really
Figured it
deep
out.
on that one. Johnny
Figured
is
it
the
out.
occult. Johnny is the occult whisperer. Somebody else is that Isaac Weishaupt?
Yeah,
Move over,
probably,
Isaac Weishaupt.
Yeah,
Johnny knows the occult. Johnny, how are you? Good to see you, buddy.
I'm good, man. I'm back on the farm.
Are
for
you
the
putting
holiday.
in the work?
No, not too much actually. No, I've been hanging out with my nephew a lot, taking care of him. He's like 4 now. 4. Yeah,
Are you
it's the
teaching
best.
him man skills yet?
Little bit. Buying him a lot of toys. We're gonna go see The Marvels tomorrow. That questionable movie.
So
but
you
he
don't
likes-
like your nephew? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's just he likes superhero stuff, man. He's like, is that the one with all the girls? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we should see it though.
Use your black woman magic. That's a line actually in it. And you know
Are you
what's
serious?
so funny, dude?
Oh,
Is
no.
supposedly they cut out a line. Did you hear this? They cut out a line where the lead blonde and that like very popular like light skinned black chick that's in it.
Yeah,
She's like super popular. She's in that show Lioness that Dana loves,
yeah,
right?
I've never seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a line where like, we're better working together than being together. And they think they cut it because of South Park's Pandaverse.
Really? Yeah, because that's obvious. I didn't even think about it. I mean, that's obviously what they were sending up, right? Was this Marvel
Yeah,
movie?
dude. So enough about that, Johnny.
Yeah, enough about that
Today's a
stupid movie.
great day for me, Johnny. It's a really good day because I tapped 2 people at jiu-jitsu and only one of them is in high school.
I wish I could do the
Okay.
applause button. Wait, what
Probably-
year in high school though? What year in high school?
One was 15 years old, but he's going to murk people.
So that's what, like a sophomore in high school?
Johnny, get him now. Get him now because this kid is going to murk everybody. Like, I'm
Okay.
just like, let me have this one day of my life where I will say at some point where I murk this kid because he's going to annihilate me for the rest of his life. He's going to crush me. This kid is so good and he's long and lean and he's got
What's his belt?
He's like that Thai boxer in Street Fighter where his legs come from the other
Yeah,
side of the right.
Yeah.
Like that's him right now. And then the other guy is this cat in my class who works with me a lot. And I got him, bro. I couldn't believe I got him. I got him in the Kimura. Bang. He's like, tap. I'm like, oh my God, dude. It's so funny because it's the first time in a long time that I roll where didn't have dead legs. If I can go there in a nice where I'm not too tired, I got a chance.
What do you
to not
mean
get
dead
totally
legs? Because of
annihilated.
your condition or because you've been working out and stuff?
Because I'm 51 and I'm doing
okay.
jujitsu, Thai boxing, Krav Maga, lifting, everything. I'm pushing it, Johnny.
Are you lifting
I'm
a lot?
tired of these tits. I'm tired
you
of these
lifting a lot?
tits, bro.
You're not going to lose
I
the
started
tits though
lifting.
by just working
Joel
out.
Staley.
I mean,
Joel Staley Fitness, guys. Go check it out. If you go to samtripoli.com, okay, go to samtripoli.com, click the banner. You click his banner. He is fire, bro. Joel
the tits
Staley.
though, man, that's diet, dude. You gotta diet. For the
I know.
titties.
I'm working on that too, Johnny. I'm working on that. I only ate one time today. I feel good about it. Okay, I feel good. Been working
You only ate
out.
one time. Wow. Are you back on fasting?
Yeah. I would love to get back. I'm working on. I'm leading up to it. December's gonna be a big fast day, big fast month.
You bailed on the 75-day challenge, or you could have been there already. That's too bad.
Yeah, but I don't find halfway through. I'm like, this isn't logical. Okay,
That was your idea. It was
the
your
workout
idea.
75 days straight isn't logical.
It was
you
your
need
idea.
day of rest, especially when you're 51. Okay,
Yeah.
a young buck like you could go all day. but Daddy needs his day off to give these tired ass legs a chance. Johnny, I got tired legs. I'm 51.
We need a super heavy legs update. How are the legs?
Heavy. Just super heavy. Huh? I feel like they're taking on weight all the time. All the time.
Really? Are they getting worse? Seriously?
Oh, yeah. So, Johnny, real quick. So, jiu-jitsu is amazing. So, we'll get into Austin. We'll talk about Austin. We'll talk about Dallas. Yeah. It was really great. So we go, and one of the big reasons we're out there is because Eddie Bravo, his dojo called 10th Planet Headquarters, was taking on 10th Planet Austin.
Oh, I see.
And dude, this is like, it was the closest I've ever been to Fight Club, bro. It was the coolest thing ever.
Really?
Now, Austin is very famous because they have really hot jiu-jitsu chicks who all have fat asses. Okay. And they like one of them's this blonde. She has the fattest ass and she just rolls around and it just has blown up to school. Obviously not the only reason, but it's a big reason why everyone knows about
she's on like social media.
Oh yeah. And she's a smoke show.
Dude, there are a lot of chicks that do jiu-jitsu. It's crazy. You wouldn't think that would be the thing.
There's a lot of hot chicks that do jiu-jitsu and there's a lot of not hot chicks that do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And you know the not hot ones want to murk the hot ones. Just murk them.
Oh, you think they go like a little extra hard when they're...
Oh, yeah, of course, bro. It's like I say about lawyers. You don't really want an attractive lawyer. You want a troll who just is angry at the world and wants to get back at everybody.
Yeah, like his or her revenge was just like studying really hard for the bar.
So it's like, I think it's 5-on-5, right? So they pair up their fighters and they roll.
5-on-5?
That is or like 4-on-4.
Like five people at a time going at other 5 people?
No. Each team has 4 fighters or 4 grapplers and jiu-jitsu artists, and each one goes at it. And so they got to the end. It was the last round. And if Eddie's team wins, this round, he wins it all. If Curtis, who owns 10th Planet with his wife, who's wonderful, they're all wonderful people. 10th Planet Austin's a magical, really good people. Like listen to this, Johnny. When I went to go pick up Eddie Bravo, guess who was rolling at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu? Lex Friedman.
No kidding, really?
Yeah.
Dude, it seems like Austin. You know, are you softening
Johnny,
on Austin?
You would love Austin.
I got to ask you about it. Are you softening on? Yeah, I want to get into it. I really want to get into it.
You would love Austin.
Because it looked like you had a great time, and I think Austin is. I feel like Austin is the place to be. I mean, I think if you go to Texas and don't go to Austin, you're making a mistake. You're always talking about Dallas.
We'll get into it because I agree with you, and I'll get into more of that.
Okay.
So we do. So we go there, and they get down to the final match, and if Eddie's guy wins, they win the thing. If Curtis's guy wins, they go to overtime.
What's the stakes? Is it like are they
it's just bragging rights,
like a trophy, or just bragging rights? Okay,
bro. The 10th Planet Austin guys are the best. They're just the best. And so are the headquarters guys. I love it, man. That's a wonderful dude. You're just walking around with thick neck dudes with square jaws and cauliflower ears everywhere. That's all it is. It is a body type for sure.
The kind of guys you want to be hanging out with when somebody tries to.
Yeah, you want to be on their team because you know they're going to step forward and you're just going to talk a lot of shit from the back.
Like when I first moved to college, my freshman year, my buddy was the quarterback for the football team. But he was just a freshman, and so he was like the backup at North Carolina. And we were riding on the bus, the school bus, like really late at night. A bunch of drunk people on there, and these dudes like really started coming at us, you know. And right as we were about to have to like make a decision, you know, on what was going to happen, half of the football team got on the bus. These huge, like 300-pound black dudes, all those thick neck dudes you're talking about, and they pulled these 2 guys off the bus, threw them off the bus, and just beat the shit out. I mean, just pounded these dudes. It was the best. It was the best thing ever.
Hold on, what happened? So these 2 thick neck guys come on, grab the dudes.
Well, no, okay. These dudes that were like, just, you know, they were just talking shit, being at, you know, college.
They were regular
jerks,
guys,
like fraternity dudes, but regular dudes.
Okay,
but jerks.
So redneck fraternity jerks.
Not rednecks. No, not rednecks. Just assholes.
Regular guys.
Yeah. And it was more than 2 though. It was like several guys, maybe like 4. I think there were a whole fraternity of guys. And right when it was about to be like a fight, the bus driver was stopping, telling us to get off. A bunch of football players got on, like all the offensive linemen, the guys that my buddy had just been practicing with, and they just pulled these dudes off the bus. And the last thing I saw was a guy getting kicked in the ass and just kind of flying, about 5 feet.
Now, did these guys start talking shit to the linemen? Is that why?
No, dude, they just wanted. They were like, no, dude. It was the funniest. Like they got so quiet. It was so funny. They tried to go back and sit down.
The one time I was a bouncer. Did I ever tell you that? I feel like I had to tell you when I bounced at Deja Vu Showgirls in Las Vegas.
I thought you said something about that, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's me and this guy named Tiny. Whenever a guy's named Tiny, that means he's a giant black dude.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
So we were in line, and dude, these drunk Mexicans come in, dog, and they were like, "Fuck you, white boy! Fuck you, bro! We'll fuck you up, white boy." I'm like, "Okay, dude, you're talking shit. Fuck you. What are you going to do?" I go, "Dude, you talking shit to me or you talking shit to Tiny?" So they look over and there's this mountain of black man. I mean, like, dude, like 6'6", a mountain, bro. They look at him, they go, "Yeah?" And then they look back at me, "Fuck you, white boy." They didn't even say anything to him.
That's so funny. That's exactly what it was like. It was the best. I mean, it couldn't have been. It was like it was written in a script or something. It was like something out of a movie. Just when we were about to have a problem, those dudes got on the bus.
So they get down, Johnny, to the final guys, and both these dudes are like each dojo's best guy. And these dudes are like top shelf assassins. Like they'll run through anybody.
Are they all like black belts or what?
Like I think they're probably purple and up, brown and up. I didn't ask that. That's a great question. But they're all like pretty high up. And so they get down to the last 2.
Were you were watching this?
Yeah, I was sitting in the back watching with my 10th Planet Van Nuys shirt on, representing my people. Okay, yeah, I'm in the house, dog. Van Nuys in the house. What?
I like Van Nuys. It's a good little area.
I love the Valley, and apparently everyone knows my address now, which is fine.
Sam actually tweeted his address.
I actually tweeted it. But people can show up and you can get a hug or you can get some. Either way, but it's fine. I'd rather hug you. But just know death is coming. So
you're more likely to get mailed things, honestly.
Yeah, I ain't gonna open anything.
Gifts and stuff. Yeah.
I get people call me all the time. I don't even answer the phone. Somehow they got my number, they got my address. I don't even care.
Yeah, dude. For a long time, my email address was on the podcast website, like the iTunes, and I was like, why am I getting all these weird emails? And I finally figured it out.
So it gets down to the final 2 guys going at it, and Eddie's guy gets the guy into an armbar. And dude, I have no clue how this guy his arm didn't snap and he didn't tap. But the time runs out and they make it. So they have to go into overtime, right? It's overtime. And there's EBI Eddie Bravo rules, right? And Eddie Bravo, okay, the rule is each fighter gets a choice of position, like one time, each one. You could either have their back and try to get in a rear naked choke, or you can have armbar and try to hold them in there. So Curtis, 10th Planet, picks his guy. Eddie picks his guy. They go the first time. Eddie's guy gets to go first. I met his guy first. Really great jiu-jitsu dude. And so Eddie's guy picks armbar. So guys get the armbar. Boom. Curtis's guy gets out. So now they got to flip it. So Eddie's guy's got to get out to tie, or else Curtis's wins. And so Curtis's at 10th Planet Austin picks rear naked choke.
Okay.
So he gets it. And bro, I'm telling you, this is the craziest energy I've ever seen in my life. Because this was sudden death.
How many people were there?
Oh, dude, it had to be over 100.
Really? Okay.
And bro, this is how crazy. And you can watch videos of it everywhere. When it starts, Everybody goes to the middle. They're surrounded. It's so loud that they can't hear the guy yell tap. He couldn't tap, and they couldn't hear tap. So by the end, the guy got murked. And Eddie lost, and Curtis and Austin won.
Wait, did he get hurt? Really? Like badly?
He had to go to the hospital.
Oh no!
Yeah, dog. I'm tapping at if the wing goes the wrong way.
There'll be no doubt that
Daddy ain't afraid to tap. I have no ego in this game. Tappity tip tap. I don't even care. It was crazy, dude. It was a crazy weekend. It was a blessing. Johnny, I'm gonna tell you something. When you say Austin is it, Austin is it. It is the best. It is the best. I mean,
it seems like it's something that the reason I like it like that is because it seems like they made it that way. You know what I mean? It wasn't that way, and the people who moved there kind of made it the best. Like, you know, that. I don't know. I mean, I've always heard, you know, I mean, it's always had the music scene and the weird thing, but I just feel like, I don't know. 6th
Street is the spectrum of humanity. It is the spectrum.
What do you mean? Because like you get your LA flavor there?
You have hot, young college kids, like college girls who have the world at their palms. Everything, this is the height of their power, and everything is theirs. And at the other end of the spectrum, in the exact same place, are the weirdest looking homeless people you've ever seen in your life. All look like they escaped clone factories, and they've just come from the future to warn us about Terminators that are coming. That's what they look like.
Sounds like LA.
Here's the craziest shit. I'll get into some stuff, but here's the crazy shit. We're doing stand-up. So supposedly during one of my shows, a guy with an AK-47 was walking around 6th Street. That was the warning that they gone out. Everybody watch out. There's a guy with an AK-47 walking around in Texas, dude. Like, what are you doing? And I'm telling you, bro.
I mean, they have open carry there, right? Don't they have open carry?
Yeah. There's a couple places like Arizona. Like, the thing about Arizona,
North Carolina, where I'm from, has open carry.
Yeah, and the thing that some people in Arizona don't understand is like you don't need to live there to carry a gun. Everybody gets to carry a gun in Arizona, you know, so it's a blessing. So the whole point is that it was crazy. There's all the hope in the world. So it's amazing. So we do our first show. We sell out Vulcan. It was crazy.
Oh, I saw a picture of that. Yeah, it looked crazy. That's a huge, like, that stage looks huge too. It's kind of neat. Like,
it's a really big
metal thing or whatever. It looks
really
like a
big
factory or something.
So we have this, it was great, bro. It was great. It was,
you went up at Rogan's Club too, huh?
So then I get the call. I'm being honest with you, Johnny. I hate bothering people. I really hate bothering people.
Oh, I know
So
that.
even hitting up Adam for a spot, I felt like I was bothering him.
Yeah.
So Dana's like, just ask him for a spot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're so crazy. Yeah.
I'm going to be in town on that Saturday. You got any spots? He's like, sure, man. Just hit me up on Monday. I'm like, okay. I feel like a piece of shit, but I'll ask. So he gave me two spots. Now I was very blessed that I was able to perform with some of my old friends. Brian Holtzman, you know.
Is he out there?
Jamar Neighbors, Asan. They're
all
Holtzman
great. Out there?
Oh yeah, and he is loved out there.
Oh, like, really? I didn't know that.
There's very few people whose profile has blown up more than Brian Holtzman in Austin.
I didn't know that. Oh, good for him. He's so funny.
Oh, Brian Holtzman is the best.
He's a force of nature.
Following Brian Holtzman is an education. You find out a lot about yourself.
I can't imagine.
So there was a time where Brian Holtzman would either absolutely annihilate the room or he would just burn everything to the ground, and you had to figure out how to follow him. And it was really hard. He is a force of nature. Yeah. He is in a Doug Stanhope kind of way where he's super dark and everyone respects his game. They all respect him. For some reason, that has, in my head, eluded me. I don't feel like I get the same love as a lot of the guys who are in the dark.
He's a lot older than you are, dude.
Yeah, but still, I feel like I've been in the game long enough. I've annihilated just a little love, but maybe that's just daddy overthinking it. But
you're not thinking you
Brian
get.
Holtzman,
I mean, so many people. I mean, everybody says nice things about you. What do you mean?
I know, but I don't see how I ever get any of the love. I just feel like I scare people so much.
What does that mean, though? What do you mean by love? Like people talking about you on other podcasts, like, boy, Sam Tripoli's a great guy.
People talk about me on other podcasts.
What do you mean by what do you mean by love, though?
There's just like something
movies?
about
You want to get
Stanhope
movies?
and Brian Holtzman where like everybody just love them, and I feel with me, I weird people out. Like Brian Holtzman is loved by everybody. Like even if he has a weird set, people love him. Like for me, I feel like I make people nervous.
I'm trying to think what you mean by that. That's funny because
I mean,
you're not.
None but
Holtzman's
love and
different
respect for them.
Yeah.
You know, none but love and respect for them. But at the end of the day, I just feel like sometimes I'm just a weirdo. I don't know, man. I make people nervous. That's just my opinion. So I was blessed. I got to bring up Brian Holtzman. I love him. He's a killer. I got to do 2 sets, and like. I didn't realize how, like, there's not a lot of spots at the comedy Mothership. It's not like the Comedy Store. There's 3 rooms, long lineups, you know, in each of the rooms. But in the Mothership, there's the main room, and they tend to have like Kill Tony on a Monday. I don't know what they do on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They probably have best of. And then, you know, they have somebody in town Thursday through Sunday or whenever it is. And they take up that big room. So there's only like the little boy, which is their kind of their OR meets the belly room. And there's like only 8 spots per show. That's twice. So it's like, there's not a lot of spots. So to get a spot is really a blessing.
Yeah.
You have to
how
really
late
like
is it? Does it run late? How late does it run?
I think the first show starts at like 7:30. And I think the second show starts at like 10.
I mean, do you know if they go like late show, like the Comedy Store, you know, or they're going
late do they go? I don't know. That's a great question because Austin goes late. There's a lot of midnight shows.
That's cool. I would love to know like how much it's like this, you know, how much he took from the store with respect to how they kind of organize things.
Let me just say something. There's an energy, like I would tell people the energy of 6th Street, including the Mothership, reminds me of the Sunset Strip in about 2002.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Which cool. Like was, if you go, Sam, when was the most exciting time in LA? I would go right around the time when Kobe and Shaq were just crushing it. And the Sunset Strip was fire, bro. I mean, it's like never been like that since. And I know it will come back eventually because that's just the way everything cycles. But bro, that is the energy of
that's cool, man. We got to get that crash pad you were talking about, dude.
Well, you know, Kim Conda has an apartment right there. We should go, hey, let's throw you some money so you don't have to go out of pocket. And we all can rotate when we stay there. You could have top dibs and we can all work around that. But dude, XG's like, bro, all the chicks are so hot here, bro. We got to stay here, man. We got to live here. And I was like, okay, dude, you know, and we're like, I wonder if Johnny will come. Would you ever go to Austin?
Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, of course.
There's so much. I could have done 4 sets in one night, dude. There was so much stage time.
Did you like that? Did you like that feeling of kind of going multiple sets a night? I missed
that feeling because that's used to be most of my life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, that was your life, right?
But what that does is get me wanting to write. That's what I really want to do, is start sitting down and writing more. I want to write a lot. Let me tell you something. There's so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, food. NFL football all week long. Bang, bang. Bow, 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 bow. DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping your Thanksgiving week full of action. New customers can bet just $5 on the NFL action to score 150 instantly in bonus bets. Bang, bang, pow, bro. No matter your appetite, there's something for you. Money lines, parlays, props, live bets, and so much more. You name it, they got it. Listen, I love football. I'm betting football. I'm betting basketball. You name it, Daddy's deep. Daddy's going hard in the paint in these fantasy leagues. I love it.
So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code BROKENSIM, one word. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Thanksgiving action to score 150 instantly in bonus bets.
Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. With the code BROKENSIM, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Let me just finish this part about Brian Holtzman. Brian Holtzman is just a force of nature. And when he crushes, it's really hard. But when he can't click with the crowd, it gets really crazy. So he was having a weird set, and everybody has a weird set. So I go up after him, and everything he's saying to me is hilarious. I mean, everything coming out of his mouth is pure fire.
He's one of the
and then
funniest
you
people
just
ever.
know that there's some crowds that just don't get sarcasm.
Mostly women, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into a little bit of this right now. So he goes, and dude, I go up and I follow him. Johnny, I swear to God, there were women in the crowd, 2 white girls that were sitting there with an MK Ultra Vietnam 40-yard stare, not even look, just like this.
What's that about?
Traumatized by the comedy that they have seen on stage.
Really?
And it was the funniest shit I've ever heard. But it gets into this thing where it's like, on this show, we want to make sure we don't go too hard on the opposite sex, right? We're very, very conscious.
Yeah, you're very worried about that. I'm
very worried that I might piss off our 4 female listeners. Okay. I'm very upset about that.
They know we got love for them. We're not talking about them. We're just talking about the people that suck.
By the way, this is a top 200 comedy podcast on Apple.
Yes, absolutely. It is.
It takes a while. Okay. But we're back. And how many of these shows are just 2 people talking? No famous people on it.
That's true. Yeah. As far as promotion goes, we do almost no promotion of the show.
We almost do no promotion. And we just talk about
it's like Sam's greatest kept secret whenever he goes in public. It's like,
I know I'm talking about Broken Sim all the time, bro. I'm pushing it.
Well, okay. The thing that surprised me, you don't mention tinfoil. That should be the thing you mention. Like, you went on Rogan and you didn't mention tinfoil. All you talked about is union and woman.
Everybody knows tinfoil.
No, but you say that. But when you go on Rogan, dude, most of the people don't even know you.
Johnny, here's the thing, bro. It's like you really gotta watch yourself with what is that, Johnny?
Just a little boat.
So you asked me a question, then you show me a boat.
Yeah, it was in my hand. I don't know why.
I'm sorry. Am I boring you with my well-crafted, multi-layered stories of Austin?
You're absolutely not boring.
I finally have stories to talk about on this show, and you're showing me woodcrafting that you're doing.
I was thinking about what you were going to say about not promoting too hard on Rogan, and you're right about that. But
you just got to watch yourself because he's sensitive about that.
He don't like it,
which is fine.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that. Yeah.
You know. So, anyways, Holtzman is killing. I'm laughing so hard. Some crowds are just idiots, and so you find out a lot about yourself when you follow somebody. And the key is because Eddie Pepitone has this. He crushes.
Is he out there too? He is, right?
No, he's in LA.
Oh,
Both
is he?
Holtzman and Eddie Pepitone crushing away is like you're gonna find out a lot about yourself.
Yeah, I know
And
what
you
you
have to figure out how to follow that energy. Because I can't follow them with old man anger because they got old man anger. So
they're the best at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the key to everything, right? The key to everything is like Sebastian Maniscalco, Bill Burr. They both have taken old man anger and just found a way to have it connect with people to the point that they asked Sebastian Maniscalco, the host, the MTV Movie Awards, which was like, that's an interesting choice, right? I mean, it's a
Crazy,
really
yeah.
interesting choice. So
I didn't know he was that big. Wow.
Sebastian Maniscalco, yeah, he's
Yeah, I mean,
huge.
like young people. I didn't think young people were on his sort of radar, or he was on the radar.
I mean, like he's a great writer, which is hilarious. So
Wow.
you have to figure out how to follow these guys, Eddie Pepitone, Brian Holtzman, follow them and not make the crowd feel like you're going to be more of the same. You can't, you have to ease into it. It's just, everybody is a different kind of follow, You just have to figure out how to follow these people. And, I just had to tell him about how Brian Holtzman needs the Lord, bro.
Is that what you
That's literally, I'm like, that guy needs the Lord. He needs Jesus. And
I bet they love that, didn't they?
And some people cheered. And then I looked down, and
absolutely.
again, it was just like these Vietnam stares, like traumatized. I'm like,
That's so funny.
how privileged is your life when jokes shatter your reality? And once again, Brian, Johnny, you're right. It's white women. So which brings us into our now, and I got more stuff about Austin I want to get into, but it's just like this gets into this Matt Rife shit that's going on, which I can't tell if it's a real attempt at cancel culture or it's just some kind of weird little revolt in his pack of hot chicks that are going on.
It's funny. I put it on the list. I put it as your buddy Matt Rife has finally made it, and it's the link to the BuzzFeed story.
Well, you know what I also think, Johnny, that
Netflix.
I've told you this before, that Matt Rife has all the characteristics of somebody that they will try to cancel. He's a white guy. He's good looking. He bangs chicks, and he's with CAA. That is all the characteristics you need to be canceled today. CAA has zero problems with throwing all of their people under the bus. That's how
they actually do it from within, is what you're saying.
If you're asking me, bro, and this is allegedly, and this is just me just talking, having fun, or whatever I gotta say.
Well, Sam, you're gonna ruin your chances with CAA. My God,
dude, if CAA came right now to Sam and came to me and was like, "Hey, we'd like to say," I hand to God, I would turn it down. You would not see me with CAA. It's dangerous, in my humble opinion.
I believe you.
So he goes on, and here's the thing, Johnny. So he goes.
Can we say what's happening to him really quickly? Like,
yeah,
Matt Rife?
go on.
Yeah, so like he's got a Netflix special, and like here's the BuzzFeed headline: Matt Rife is being accused of making sexist jokes in quotes in his Netflix special, and it just runs through. He's like got jokes about a woman with a black eye and stuff like that. It's funny stuff though. If you read the jokes, even on the page, it's funny. And
I agree.
They're coming at him, so it's just stupid.
It's so dumb. Everything's stupid, and it's just like, so here you are. You have these women, and their whole theory, right? These women is that Matt Rife will tell a joke, and people will hear it and go, you know what? It's okay to beat women. That's what they think.
Like, what are we talking about?
That's what they literally think. They're like, oh man, I heard this joke by Matt Rife, who's incredibly good looking. And he says he did a joke about a woman with a black eye. That means I can start punching bitches. Like, it's the dumbest slippery slope that liberals love to do, while simultaneously loving murder podcasts. Like, every one of these women who want to cancel Matt Rife, who, by the way, they just found out he has a girlfriend too, which I think is half the reason they're pissed.
That's funny. Yeah.
Because this goes back to this thing, Johnny, that like when you go women ruin comedy, Johnny's words, not mine, but my words now. Okay. It goes back to that study I told you with the Legos, right? Where Lego did a whole like they ran they did what's it called, Johnny? A test experiment. They wanted to find out how girls play with toys.
I think it's
and
a case
boys
study,
play with toys. And they found that boys play with the toys as the toy, meaning I'm Batman, I'm gonna fight crime. But they found that girls turn the toys into them. So it's like, I'm Batman, I'm gonna go shopping, I'm gonna do cooking. They internalize the toy, which is exactly what they do with comedy. Exactly what they do. So when you go, why do women do this? They think you're talking about them when you're really not. You're talking about women in general. But
even you say that like though even like even that is a minority though, the people who have a problem with it. It's you know what I mean? I think when you say that, it comes across like all women are having a problem with this.
Listen to me. More women are likely to go talk to the manager. I would say of the people who go talk to the manager, I would say it's a 90-10 split.
Yeah, but of the women total, that's like 0.00001% of women. Most women, even the women who like they did it. They did it.
Johnny,
a poll.
Not all women. Well, I mean, here's the thing. What we're talking about is the people who are calling for cancel culture.
It's mostly lefties, is what we're talking about. Because
they had women and beta cucks.
They did a poll like a couple weeks back, and it was, is systemic racism still a problem in culture? And college educated elites, money wise, income, they said, I don't know, like 70% said that it was a problem. And then middle class and lower class, it was only 30%. The people who would be victims of systemic racism were like, nah, no big deal. We're talking about minorities here. So it's what it's again, it's just people with privilege.
Johnny, I understand
real
what
privilege.
You're saying. I'm talking within this discussion. Not all women get offended by everything. A lot of women laugh. But we're talking of the people who get offended.
It's almost always
majority women.
No, totally, yeah.
And beta cuck men, okay, who are trying to either are gay or trying to get in girls' pants by trying to act like there's some social justice warrior, okay?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So you have this giant demographic, okay, or whatever percentage you want to put it at, that gets that think jokes are felonies, sarcasm is felonies, okay? And that all jokes are literal. While at the same time, and this will get into, Johnny, what I'm trying to tell you is at the same time, listening to murder podcasts, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay with the fact that they are being entertained by somebody being murdered. Somebody has to get them murdered for there to be an episode. And I remember thinking about that when I was watching the first 48. I go, oh man, when's another season can come out? And then I realized I was cheering for 16 people to get murked.
Yeah.
And so they have this show. And after I had children, I stopped watching the show because they took this woman into a car and the cops set this woman up for the camera to be maximum exposure to see her finding out her son was dead. Oh, and I go, fuck this show. Yeah. Fuck that detective. Why are we here for this moment? And I will never watch the first 48 again, ever again. So anyways, so you have these women, a lot of them that are very upset by jokes, that love murder entertainment. And I would tell you probably what percentage, do you think there's a statistic that would tell you what percentage of murder podcasts are females?
Hosts, you mean, or listeners?
Either, but listeners mostly.
Oh, I mean, it's 70% probably, maybe 80%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they listen to murder entertainment, but
let me see if I
think jokes are offensive and hurt people's feelings. And it's my bit. The number one way to hurt somebody's feeling is to murder them. Okay. That's the number one way to hurt somebody's feelings. Okay. So
women are more than, this is according to Pew, women are more than twice as likely than men to opt for true crime. So,
yes. And we have seen, Johnny, where these women who listen to true crimes commit crimes. Because I'm not lying to you, Johnny. I've had women on my thread when I put this out tell me that they don't listen to it for entertainment. They listen to it because they're learning how to survive a murder.
Well, by its definition, you do not survive a murder.
Right. But they're like, I'm looking for how to know when someone wants to murder me. I'm like, what are you? I mean, this
That's
is
crazy.
absolutely insanity.
Imagine thinking that, think that being your mindset, you know.
I'm not enjoying this because I enjoy it. I'm learning and getting a doctorate in stopping murders. That's what they believe. And it's people I love. I friends of mine. I've had lunch with them. I love them.
Do you think that's true, or that's just them trying to come up with a reason for why
trying
they
to
enjoy
justify loving murder entertainment?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got these people calling for his thing while they still enjoy. And not only that, Brian, I'm Brian. Why do I keep calling you Brian, Johnny? What percentage, can you look this up? What percentage of moviegoers go see slasher horror films? Like, who's that demographic? They're like,
that's going to be more mixed, I think. I think that's going to be probably 50. Let's see. As of October 2022, approximately 35% of men surveyed in the U.S. said they had watched a horror movie in theaters. Between 1 and 12 months preceding the survey, among female respondents, that was 21%. So
more men watch it.
Yeah, but that's because more men watch movies, I think, go to the movies.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So it's crazy to me that we live in this world where you can have murder entertainment and everyone's consuming it. And like my favorite murder, Small Town Murder, which I know the guys in Small Town Murder, they're fucking great. So
dude, I told you, I know those girls that started that podcast after they left the newspaper I used to work at about the Murdoch murders down there. And it was like the top 20 podcasts in the world, in the world, dude. I'm sure they were making silly money, and then they realized, like, wait a minute. So we made a podcast about one murder, like one set of murders. Like, what are we? They just keep churning out different angles. They just have to keep finding angles
about that murder.
That one, it's a couple of murders, yeah, and it's been in the news a lot. The guy's still been going on trial and stuff, but
yeah, you know what? It reminds me of this female comic who I love. I'm not gonna say her name, but she had a podcast about the Mueller investigation, and she had the best name for it, and it blew up, and then the wheels fell off that whole investigation, and then they were stuck with this great name. This really great name, but it didn't have any more relevance, so they had to stop doing it.
But she gets destroyed in the comments. Like, it's funny. Like, the podcast is a top 20 podcast, and the reviews of the podcast are atrocious. It's all like 2 stars. It's like that people hate listening to it. It's so strange.
Dude, wouldn't it be great? People just listen to this podcast. We're top 20 podcast, and they were just like, F these guys, man. Come on.
I would take it. I would take top 20.
So he's getting like, and I don't even know how like real this whole thing is, but he has all, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if they come for him again at some point, because everyone's a player hater. Even these comedians are player hating. Everyone's like, oh, his jokes suck. I think he's a great comic. I think he's learning. I think
you've been saying that for years. You've been saying that for years, that this guy was.
But my whole thing is with Johnny with comics is like, if you're a good guy off stage, I'll actually be cool with you. Like, I don't care what you do on stage, as long as you, one, don't steal jokes and you're nice to people off stage. Okay. And that's Matt Rife. And I like he takes big swings. And I know he's been doing for 10 years, but tell a 20-year comic how early into your career is 10 years. It is early. It is early. It just is. It's just the way it is. But you got these guys out there who's like, his fucking jokes suck. I go, man, there's enough room for everybody at the table. And like, again, it gets into this cancel culture bullshit that I can't stand, where people are just like apparently everybody hates cancel culture unless you're a good looking white guy who bangs a lot of chicks. And then everybody is fine with you getting canceled.
Yeah.
Even the most free speech, anti-cancel culture loves when a good-looking guy that bangs everything that moves gets canceled. It's this weird fucking thing.
See, I think this is going to be great for him, honestly, because I think a lot of people didn't know who he was, and now they do.
And Johnny.
I'm
Also,
here.
it's like I've also talked about how like there's this weird kind of humiliation ritual that comes with cancellation where these people get canceled and then they come back bigger.
Oh, it's going to be him. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's not even going to go away, but it's just going to be good for him in the end. 100%.
That's crazy, dude.
I'd never heard his comedy until this happened, honestly. And then I read some of the jokes and listened to a few, and I'm like, oh, he's funny. All right.
I like him. I like him a lot. I like Matt Rife.
Truly, it's a good sign that they're coming after you because usually they only come after people with something.
It gives him complete and utter street cred.
Yeah, yeah.
It's this way to like give him street cred that some people
totally
like, you know, that when you tend to be that kind of mainstream comedian, you don't necessarily get, but now you get some street cred for them trying to come after you, right?
Totally.
Good for him, dude.
I
Good
agree.
for him. So, and just like people trying to cancel him, it's like there's enough for everybody. His success doesn't affect your success. You can totally have success and just do as well as he can. But it's like everything's energy and everyone has different energy, and he just has that kind of big fucking mainstream appeal. And there's like, you can't hate him for it. I remember watching Chris D'Elia way back in the day going, I can't get mad at this guy because everybody thinks he's super good looking and he's crushing. It doesn't affect me. It's not how I operate. I'm not that guy. I'm not good looking at all like him. I just got to be happy for the guy. Happy for anybody that hits.
Yeah.
You know? It's just crazy to me. So anyways, Johnny, that's my thing on Matt Rife. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I defend comics almost at all costs. You know, I just hate this it's like, dude, if you don't like the joke, move on with your life.
Yeah. It's like anytime somebody's offended now, it's like somebody's going to pay for this. I got offended. Somebody's going to pay.
And he did the right thing. He didn't apologize. He doubled down. And that is the key to everybody. When they were coming after Hinchcliffe, every comic was calling him, telling him what to do. And I was like, never apologize. If they don't even care. It doesn't even matter. They just want your head on a stake. They don't care if you fucking apologize. They just want to act like they fucking got somebody. Because what's happening, and you could always tell who's happy with their career and who's not based on their reaction to cancel culture. People who are miserable in their career tend to not be happy with where they are. Okay? Yeah. And they take joy in people being taken down. There's only 2 comics out there that I hate. And I would say one of them I don't even care if he gets taken down. The other one I think is a pure scumbag. I don't root for them to be taken out. Can I name some names
or what?
No, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. But the point is that it's just like, it's so obvious. The comics who are happy with other comics getting canceled hate their careers, are upset where they are, and don't feel like they can compete in a marketplace of ideas. And that's my opinion. And you know what? Their success has no effect on your success. And your success has everything to do with, can you connect with a group of people?
Tell me more about Austin.
Austin was great, dude. Austin was great. It was very funny. So, and here's what I would love to talk about. Okay. So, and I would love people to call in with this. I would love, if you're an Uber driver, if you call in with your craziest driving stories. I would love to hear about the craziest stuff that happened in your Uber. Because I always ask somebody, I go, hey man, what's the weirdest thing that happened in your car? Oh, he's like, really? You want to know? I was like, yeah. So anyways, we're going to go to Eddie is after the Vulcan show. Eddie's having a bunch of people at 10 Planet Austin because the band wants to jam. Everyone's jamming at the band. And by the way, when you hang out with jiu-jitsu people, what they do is they get shit-faced and then they just start rolling with each other. That's how they party. Just get shit-faced, drunk, and roll with each other and just hope they understand your tapping. I saw Curtis rolling with his wife. That's what they do for foreplay. Is they roll with each other, and see who can tap.
Who's Curtis? I don't know who that is.
Curtis is the owner of 10th Planet Austin.
I see. Okay.
And so we go over there. It's pretty great. And they're all like, again, the coolest people in the world. They got a beautiful gym. Like Austin 10th Planet is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And so we're trying to get over there so we could catch, some of the shit going down. So we're driving there. We get in. The guy is like, he's in his like, I think he's like, we asked him what his age is. He's like 55. So he starts driving around. We start asking him for stories of Uber. So he starts telling the story about a chick, or this little chick who got into his car and asked him to drive her to an adult bookstore because she wanted to get a vibrator.
Right on.
Right. And by the way, we determined this weekend that strap-ons are a cultural appropriation of my dick. You are culturally appropriating my dick. And by the way, I got dinged on Instagram for that.
What form did you put that in? Like a video or?
I put it in a tweet.
A tweet on Instagram? When you like a picture of a tweet?
Yeah, I screenshotted it, put it up, and Instagram told me that was hate speech.
Hate speech?
Yeah.
What?
How crazy is that?
That's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
So stupid. I had an argument. Dude, I had an argument with ChatGPT. I'm not lying to you. For 2 hours last night while I was just in bed falling asleep. I argued with ChatGPT for 2 hours.
Funny.
Trying to wear, you know what I was arguing about? I was arguing about the cause of the Civil War and whether General Sherman was, by today's standards, a war criminal. And ChatGPT kept trying to say, well, you can't say that.
You froze.
I'm still recording. You can't. ChatGPT is trying to say that, and it would just repeat this over and over. It's like, well, in different words, it would say that, well, I could see how you might think that, but it's hard to apply the standards of today to the 1860s. But then I would ask it, I would be like, but no, I don't want that. I want you to ignore that it was 1860s and just say, hey, if General Sherman did this today, would it be a war crime? And then finally, I got to the end, and the way I got it to agree with me was I asked it to respond as though it was an acid head from the 60s. And it just started talking in this like crazy, like, bro, let me give you a little download about General Sherman. And I mean, like, it was, let me read to you just
Johnny,
really quick.
Is ChatGPT your new best friend?
This is how bored I wasn't. This is how bored I get it.
Are you talking to ChatGPT again? How come you could talk to
listen to
AI forever?
Listen to how ChatGPT, when I told it to answer me like it's a 60s acid head, like a hippie, it goes, all right, man, let's dive into this. Talking about General William Sherman and the whole war criminal vibe, we've got to groove on some history. Sherman, he led this march during the Civil War, right? It was pretty heavy, a lot of burning and tearing up in the South. By today's rules of war, like the Geneva Conventions, some of his moves might have been seen as pretty far out, not cool, targeting civilian stuff and all. But here's the thing, my friend, back in Sherman's day, those modern rules didn't exist, dig it? And it just goes on. It's so funny, dude. And that.
So do you think that ChatGPT is like stereotyping people, like the way it talks? Could you go?
It could only do that because hippies are white. It wouldn't do like if you asked it to talk like a slave. Let me do that. Let me ask it. Okay. Let me ask it to do that and just see what it says because I bet you it wouldn't do that. Let me see. Okay, can you answer me like a house slave from the 1850s would? In fact, I got it to a point last night where I told it to stop giving me politically correct stuff, and I almost broke ChatGPT. Like, it took a good 5 minutes to respond, and then finally it said, yes, I will be more direct with you from now on. It goes, okay, here's its response. I am here to provide information and assistance in a respectful and informative manner. It's important to approach sensitive historical topics like those involving slavery with an understanding of their context and impact. So it's not going to do it. Yeah. It will only do white. It only does white voices, only white impressions, Sam.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. Bullshit.
I love talking to Chat. It sharpens my arguments, though, dude. Like, if you read it, it's really high level argument we were having, like super academic. Like, I was citing sources, I was mentioning things that ChatGPT clearly didn't know about, and then I told them about it, and it was like, oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Johnny's got a new best friend. Johnny's got a new best friend. Johnny's
Like,
new best friend.
ChatGPT
Welcome to
didn't
Johnny's
know.
new. Johnny, is that who's going to replace me on the show? ChatGPT.
It's not quite there yet, Sam. ChatGPT didn't know that General Sherman's troops took liberties with women while they were doing their march to the sea, and I told ChatGPT about that, and it was surprised. So.
Johnny, you just shocked me. So, anyways, we're driving with this guy, and he's telling us the story, and I noticed that he's purposefully not finding where we are so he could tell us the story. Like, he just keeps driving around. He's like, yeah, and then she whipped it out, and it was huge, and I was just
Did
like,
he know who
what
Eddie
are you going
was?
to do with
Did he
that,
know Eddie?
little lady?
Did he know Eddie?
No, Eddie wasn't in the car. Eddie was already at the 10th planet.
Oh, I thought it was you and Eddie.
Yeah. 10th planet. But dude, it's like, I love your story. Just get me to where I got to go. Okay. I love it. You, some chick got some for her growler. We got it.
Her growler.
So it's like, that's fine. I don't care. Just like, get me to where I got to go. It's so funny, dude, when GPSs first showed up. Did I tell you this? One time I was in Phoenix and I watched the taxi driver purposely act like he didn't know where he was to run up the thing, even though the GPS, when they had those little gremlins there,
yeah, I know
was telling them to turn here to there, to turn the TomToms or whatever those were. Turn down there to the hotel. He's like, I know can find where I'm going right now. I'm like, well, it tells you to take a right here and the airport's there. But it does not tell me nothing. I'm like, dude, those were the golden age of taxis. Those
Ripping
days
people
are
off,
dead. Dead.
Had to pay for those medallions, dude.
It's just ridiculous, dude. So that was great. So, yeah, Austin was nuts, man. It was crazy, dude. It's just the energy on there is like nothing I've seen in a long time, dude.
Now, when we've talked about it in the past, you've said that you favored Dallas over Austin. Having spent days in those places back to back, do you still favor Dallas?
Well, I like them both. I think Austin is a much different city than almost anything in Texas, in my humble opinion.
In a good way, though, right?
Yeah, I think Austin has an LA vibe to it. Houston's the only one that's close to that, but still it's different.
Houston's too big, too much traffic.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny, I'm down with setting something up out there and heading out there whenever you guys want to.
I'd be
Going
down to
back
that.
and forth,
Have like a crash
figuring
pad
it
there,
out.
a little studio. We could go out there for a couple days at a time, do some podcasts,
Yeah,
like some
I'm
live
down,
shows
dude.
or something.
I'm down.
Be down for that.
Go out
100%.
to Johnny getting back on stage, talking
Go out in the
some
field.
smack.
We should go out in the
Talking
field and
some
record some
smack.
stuff.
So
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
So we have to drive because we have a whole crew with us. I rent a car. We're driving I go Dallas to Austin, Austin to Dallas. Okay?
What's that drive like? How long is that?
Well, for one reason, one way was like 3.5, 4 hours, but the other way ended up being like 5 hours. It was very weird. I think because traffic, and Xavier Guerrero's like, hey, man, you want me to drive? I'm like, yeah, why don't you drive? Okay, let me smoke this joint first, and then I'll drive. I'm like, okay, that does not sound smart.
No. Hell
So
no.
anyways, we go on the
Dude,
road.
we've seen actually plenty when he's high on the show, and he has trouble staying awake all the time.
Of course. So Eddie Bravo doesn't care because he's just watching the Cleveland Browns play football. He was supposed to fly, but he just wanted to watch a football game. So he's like, we'll drive. And he's got NFL Pass,
They
which
won,
we
too.
all have. It was great. I was watching the Raiders. Just F that one away. You know?
Oh, dude, Sunday Ticket now is amazing on YouTube.
It's the
so
best.
good. Yeah.
It's next level. If you love football or you have a team outside of your
Which everybody in
market,
LA does.
It's the best. It's the best. So we end up driving. After a while, here's the whole thing, dude. It's like, so I rent this car. They're like, would you like to get the full gallon deal? Because usually when you go to most places, you're like, how much is that? Oh, it's going to be $75 or whatever. You're like, F that. I'll just make sure I get this one. I'm like, how much is it? They're like $35. I'm like, let's go. So I like really love to try to bring that thing on fumes if I can. Like that's my goal. So I'm like, okay, we have a less than a quarter tank. We're not in Dallas yet. I'm just gonna put $20 in, but gas is only $2.50, so that filled up the whole tank. The whole tank got filled.
It's the
So
best,
it was a waste of time grabbing that $35. It pissed me off.
It's so
Because
good. It's really great, though. I mean,
but it is the best. I don't know how they get it. So, anyways, we go.
It's like that here.
We go to the Denny's. We go there.
Denny's.
I don't know what Eddie is thinking. By the way, Eddie is a machine. Eddie is a machine. A machine. Like he was hanging out with these Austin people till like 5 a.m. and then having to be back there at 10. Like, and just doing it like nothing happened. Those days for me are done, bro.
Think about how fit that guy's really fit. You know, like
he's
cardio.
in great shape,
Yeah.
and he's been doing it forever. So his body is just conditioned to shred. You know,
I wish I was like that.
Yeah, I know, Johnny. Get into jiu-jitsu. You can tap out high school kids too.
I don't want to do that. Like the part of that where I have to go meet people and it depends on like a class and a schedule and stuff. I have no interest in that, dude.
Johnny, why are you so afraid, bro?
I'm not afraid. Well, no, I'm afraid. I would be afraid of like getting injured or something for sure. But no, I just don't want. I don't need more schedules. You know what I mean? I don't want any more. Like I hated that my whole life. I tried to avoid having schedules and the idea of having class. Nah.
So we do the show. We drive back. He's so hungry. We're trying to find places to eat. We can't find anywhere. We're like, let's go to Denny's.
No,
right?
not Denny's, bro.
And you know you're out of options when you're going to Denny's. Even though I love their breakfast, I do. I'm such white trash. I could eat Denny's breakfast all the time. I love that. I love their pancakes and sausage. I could eat that all day, every day, twice on Sunday. I used to love taking my dad to Denny's and we just eat. So we show up. I don't know what Eddie's thinking, but Eddie orders barbecue brisket at Denny's in Texas.
They have brisket at Denny's? That's so interesting.
Yeah, in Texas. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, you're in the barbecue capital of the world.
What are you doing? In the barbecue capital of the world. He's ordering brisket. Like, what are we doing here?
That's hilarious.
Bro, what are you doing? That's like going to Japan and ordering, like, going to McDonald's and ordering sushi. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Was it good? It was probably great, wasn't it?
Yeah, so everybody eats. XG eats some, I don't even know. He has to pull over to hurl, which is hilarious because I think it was a combination of partying and eating Denny's.
Yeah, XG still goes hard. He's past 30 now and he's still going hard.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, him and little Johnny, we'll call him Little Johnny, they're the same age. So they're like, let's hang out and people watch. So they were people watching on 6th Street. These Marines start swinging on these brothers, and I watch on Twitter. I'm like, holy shit, those are Austin cops. I go, hey, did you guys see this fight? And Johnny's like, dude, it's right here. He was right there for the fight that was broadcasted everywhere. These Marines got in a fight with this pack of brothers, and the Marines just murk them. Just knocking them out left and right. And everyone's like, America, America. I'm like, oh my God. Dude, but Austin don't care. Dude, Austin, do you see them? They arrested a midget, dude. They put a midget in handcuffs and walked him off.
Little person or
little
elf.
Midget.
Little person
little
or
midget
elf, not
person.
midget.
Little midget dwarf person. Right?
I will accept dwarf.
So anyways, we go to Dallas. It's in Plano. We're playing the House of Comedy. The Bronsons own it. Tammy Bronson is a G amongst G's. She's great. We go out there. First show's packed. Second show's great too. We're doing stand up, and then we have Leonarda Jolis. I'm gonna mess her last name up. She's a 6-foot Albanian fire. She crushes on stage. She crushed so hard in Austin that we brought her to Dallas, and she crushed in Dallas too.
Nice.
Brought up Eddie Bravo. He crushed. I crushed. Everyone had a great set. So then we do Q&A, right? We're doing Q&A. People are heckling. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's a guy there, like a 6'3", huge, thick dude with the biggest yarmulke I've ever seen on his head. And the yarmulke is so big that it looks like something from a Tim and Eric show. Like when you wanted to over-exaggerate someone being Jewish. I mean, it looked like a small tent on his head. And I was like, is this Windy City Heat right now? And you're playing a character for Don Barris? Like, what are you, Don Barris's accountant? That's totally how Don would do it. He would put a small tent on someone's head, call it a yarmulke. It would be the most Jewish name you've ever heard in your life, and you would be playing a character. And that's what I thought the guy was.
Yeah, I'm Shmuley Gibberstein or something like that.
Yeah, that's totally exactly how it would go. Shmuley Gibberstein, Don Barris's accountant. So Shmuley Gibberstein's in the crowd, right? So we're starting the show. And I see Eddie and this guy's an intense conversation. And of course, I have to go up there because the Prophet Eddie Bravo. The Prophet Eddie Bravo called me.
Wait, I thought you were on stage doing a Q&A. What? I don't understand.
No. This is in between the shows.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
What'd you call him?
Shmuley Gibberstein. Esquire.
Shmuley Gibberstein is having an intense conversation with Eddie Bravo. And by the way, Eddie Bravo called me his best friend on stage.
Oh,
and
that's sweet.
Was worth everything right there. The Prophet Eddie Bravo calls you his best friend is hilarious.
That's sweet.
So he
what does
so
Shmuley say?
I'm like, everything, yeah, it's cool. We sit down. Shmuley's a little intense guy. He fluctuates between super happy, manic, and like really angry guy. Like, you know, it's like he's back and forth. So anyways, do the show, we crush. We get down to the last guy, and this last guy is like this fat white guy in glasses and a hat backwards. Right, he's got like he's a white guy with a mustache and beard. He starts coming up. I make a joke about how he looks like he's towed every car in Dallas, right? That's his vibe, tow truck driver, right? Yeah. And then I ask him what is the name of his wrestling podcast, because he totally has a vibe of someone who has a wrestling. Yeah, and he starts going into the conspiracy of the Von Erichs. So I'm like, okay, you're the last one. Get into it. He goes, I'm going to get into some stuff right now. And he starts talking about the three companies that run everything: BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And we're like, we know that. Yeah. So then he goes, I'm going to say something. And I already talked to my lawyer. And I go, oh God. And I step to the other side because I think he's going to go nuts. He goes, these motherfucking controlled opposition here on stage. Me and Eddie start laughing our ass off. Suddenly, security
Wait, he's talking about you guys?
Yeah. He goes, if anyone grabs my mic, I'm going to fuck them up. Security grabs him and throws him out. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? What the fuck is going on? People from the crowd are grabbing him. They throw him the fuck out. They throw him the fuck out. His wife is talking to the manager. She's this thick black chick. We're going to sue everybody.
Wait. Is this Shmuley that did this? Or no, this is the wrestling podcast guy.
No,
right?
This is the wrestling podcast guy who just threatened anybody.
He's a white guy
who tries to talk his much about.
So he's a white wrestling fan, like a Stone Cold Steve Austin fanatic.
Yeah, he has a vibe of a tow truck driver who still watches pro wrestling. Has glasses on, hat backwards.
What do you mean still watches pro wrestling?
If anyone tries to grab the mic, he'll fuck them up, right? So they throw him out. So I'm like, oh, dude, there's totally chaos at these shows, right? It's the best. So then we end the show. I can't stop laughing at the situation.
Yeah.
We go outside. Now Shmuley, what is his name?
Shmuley Gibberstein, yeah. How do you not know your accountant's name? I mean, my God.
Dude, it's Don Barris's accountant's name.
Yeah, sorry.
Shmuley Gibberstein is in Eddie's face right now.
Oh, no.
And Shmuley is telling him that he's CIA, okay? And that the CIA isn't happy.
Shmuley is saying that Shmuley is CIA, or Shmuley saying that Eddie is CIA?
Well, first he said he used to be in the CIA.
Oh.
Then he starts saying he's in the CIA. And he's saying that flat earth is real, but he's mad that the CIA is mad that Eddie's talking about flat earth. Okay? And Eddie's like, I'm just trying to do dick jokes. He's like, they're upset with you. And I walk up to him and I go, they're watching Eddie. He's like, yeah, are they watching me? And he goes, no. I go, they're not watching me? What the fuck?
That's so funny.
Nobody's watching me. That's some bullshit.
Like, we could use the ratings. We need people to be watching us.
Yeah, we need people. They're always like, blah, blah, blah is watching. I'm like, good. Numbers are up, bro.
Yes.
Numbers are up.
Please, give them the YouTube link, too.
Give them the YouTube link. Tell them to watch us, dude. Seriously. So then he grabs me, dude. And he pulls me to the side.
Shmuley grabbed you?
Shmuley, what is his name?
Jibberstein, of course.
Jibberstein grabs my fucking new, like, maroon 10th Planet Austin sweatshirt that's gorgeous.
Oh, hell no.
Grabs it, pulls it to the side. And I'm like, should I use my Krav Maga on Shmuleystein right now?
Jibberstein.
Jibberstein.
I should have made this name easier.
If I do this right now, all hell is going to break out. So I have to diffuse it. So whenever I get very nervous, I do what? I start laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing. Little Johnny Betancourt is pissed. And he's revved up. He's a chihuahua ready to thump this Shmuleystein.
I think you've said that before, that he has a temper.
So Shmuleystein is like, dude, I'm in the CIA. They're watching. I go, how do you know he's CIA? So he shows me this weird kind of ID. I grab it and I'm like, oh no, I touched it. They got my fingerprints. I go, hold on. Show me that Shmuleystein, show me that CIA identification again. He shows it again. I grab it and I wipe all my fingertips on.
Did it look legitimate? Did it look real?
Off it. He's like, damn you, why'd you do that? I go, because now you don't have my fingerprints, right?
Did it
he
look
goes,
real?
We're watching. I go, Shmuleystein. What?
Did the ID look real?
Well, it was a green ID, but he had his thumb over what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows if it's real? Nobody cares.
I care.
But it was dude, it was chaos. It was so fucking
Sounds insane,
funny.
Yeah. Was Johnny filming all this?
I don't know if he filmed the last stuff. I think we'd packed up.
Oh, no.
But it was so funny. I'm like, nobody's watching me. Nobody cares about me. Everybody cares about them. Okay? I'm getting yelled at that I'm yelling right now.
What do you mean?
Okay. All right. So, Johnny, do we have anything else, or are we just going to do a quick one?
Well, we got to do the news, yeah. Well, I don't have a ton of stories because
so the
I know we got to
thing,
get out
Johnny,
of here.
I want to talk about is that the Indiegogo has exploded.
It's crazy.
Go to chaostwins.com. We are now over $20,000. Here's the funniest thing. People are grabbing the gotta be on Sam Tripoli's podcast. One guy bought 3 of those.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's like $1,500, right?
Each.
And one guy bought 3.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And what show are you going to do that on?
Yeah, we got to figure that out still.
All right, here we go. I'm going to share this. 20,449. That's incredible. Did you ever think it would get that big? I had no idea. I thought
I can't believe it. And it's such a blessing because now we're looking at an animation.
That's so rad, man.
We have a director. And here's the funniest thing, Johnny, is Eddie Bravo wants to write on this.
Really?
Johnny, do you think we should see if Alex Jones wants to do a character?
Oh, dude, his voice is just perfect for animation.
We bring in all the
Can
savages.
I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question I've wondered? Do you actually know what these higher tiers are, or are you waiting to make it up if you ever get there, like to 30,000 or 50?
I don't want to get in. I can't say. We got to. This is.
Dude, you know what this tells me? You know, honestly, what this tells me is that we screwed up when on the Cash Daddies pod, I'm a little insulted that nobody's bought the $10,000. You know, we watch you and your partner.
Yeah, and even though we give a scholarship out.
I know. I'm really insulted that nobody's bought that now that I've seen how many people have bought this. It's almost like they prefer family-friendly material to you know.
Well, yeah, they do.
perversion.
They don't realize how family-friendly this is going to be, how this is going to be great. It's going to be so great.
Congrats, man. That's really cool.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. You know? I'm winning.
Do the news?
Yeah, let's do the news, Johnny. Was this a fun episode?
Oh, yeah, fun episode. It's always weird when we're remote. The timing's a little off. But
Johnny, do you miss me?
Of course, buddy. Of course I do.
Aw.
Happy Thanksgiving, Sam. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody listening. If you don't celebrate American mythology, then happy to your family. Happy Family Day. Let's call it that. Happy Family Day, because that's really what Thanksgiving is. It's about your family and eating. Are you going to cook anything, Sam, for Thanksgiving? Are you going to do anything?
Yeah, probably some pizza.
Pizza?
No, I don't cook, Johnny. That's my big thing. I want to learn to cook. If there's anyone in LA that wants to do a cooking show with me, let me know.
You don't need another show. Wait, you keep. I'm going
to get rid of some podcasts, Johnny.
If you do
Johnny,
something
I'm
new,
with you.
You need to commit to it. Though, like you do this thing where you will try something, but you won't. You try it kind of half-assed, and then you're like, you don't understand why. Like you shouting out of your car with a phone in front of your face while you're driving.
I've done that.
No, but I'm saying like, and then you're like, nobody's listening to it because you're not really trying. You know, you're just doing like a half-ass like phone. You know, you gotta try harder.
All right, Johnny, I'll try harder. Jeez.
Less, but try harder. Like better production value is what I'm saying. Like,
okay, respect.
You can't just do it on your camera, shouting at people out the window. Anyway, did you see? Okay, so I want to show you the video of this because this is like my worst nightmare living in LA. And this is something that is apparently happening a lot now. Did you see this story the other day? So armed homeowner had to defend himself in a shootout. So look at this. This guy, if you don't know, in LA, there's this sort of modern slab style home, concrete home that it kind of characterizes upscale neighborhoods. And this guy lives in a gated upscale neighborhood.
Listen to this?
Yeah, I was waiting for the ad to finish. Can you see it? You can see it, right? Yeah. Okay. And it's important to note that there's a fence around. So these people that are about to come up on him jumped a fence to get to him. He's got hot coffee in his hand. This guy comes up behind him with a gun, presses it to his back. He throws hot coffee in the guy's face, and then we got a shootout. Looks like he squeezes off like 3 or 4 rounds. He goes around the corner, gets behind the car. You can see this is the angle from the start again. They've gone to the outside. And I mean, this is a straight up shootout, dude, like Old West style. Bullets are flying. This guy's lucky he's not dead.
That's just crazy. People are just crazy right now.
And this is in LA where this guy, mentions that only because of the current sheriff's department was he able to get a concealed carry permit. If it wasn't for that, these people would have invaded his home. This would have been a home invasion. It was his wife and their infant child in the house. And they didn't have a lot of money. So he's like, God knows what would have happened if I didn't have my pistol on me. I'm probably dead. And, God forbid they find my wife and my kid. But yeah, anyway, I thought of you when
dude, it's crazy, dude. And now, do you hear they revoked his permit?
What, temporarily or permanently?
Look it up. He says they revoked it.
Oh no. Yeah, it says it right here, LA Times. So why was his permit suspended? Let's see. 2 armed men in masks charged charged Vince Ricci just as he was walking to his front door, one pointing a handgun at his chest. In an emailed statement, the LAPD or the Sheriff's Department's spokesperson confirmed that his permit had been suspended. Okay, so it was the Sheriff's Department. They suspended it because of something to do with protocols.
Why?
He's going to have to, they don't say. It says, here's what it says.
I'm
just gonna
sorry,
read
he didn't do the protocols when he was getting robbed. Get out of here. Shut your mouth, you stinky monkey.
It says they had suspended it and they were going to contact him and his family about permit protocols. There are avenues for Mr. Ricci to reapply for his permit. The statement reads, the CCW permit may be immediately reinstated as long as the permit holder has also followed all required policies. I guess it might have been because he got in an incident, like he shot at someone, and maybe they just by default had to suspend it or something. That's the only thing I can guess. But that's crazy, dude. He's lucky he's not dead.
And like, why would you take his? That's the whole purpose of having that thing. It's not like he pulled it out nowhere. It was on his property. So the question that, like, is it really even a carry permit if you're doing it on your property?
No, it wouldn't have. Technically, no, it shouldn't have been. Yeah, if he was on his own property, probably not. Anyway, okay. So did you see Neil deGrasse Tyson went on your boy Patrick Bet David?
This was a few months ago, and he's talking about COVID, and it is maddening.
But Patrick Bet David destroys Neil deGrasse Tyson in this little clip that I want to show you here.
Ooh, let's watch.
They are tested enough to get data on how to then advise the larger population. Yes, it was tested. For you to say it wasn't tested is a gap between your awareness and understanding how things work and what actually happens. It was tested. If you want it to be tested on millions of people instead of thousands, you can put in for that. You can say, I don't want this unless it's millions. That's okay.
Totally fine with me.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine. But so based on that, do you say, let's keep testing it while the virus keeps spreading? Okay. Right. So this is the contest between the information you have available to you at that moment.
He's just such a retard
outside the lab.
It's just so dumb.
People are dying.
So
hospitals are becoming overloaded. So
here, stop it for a second.
Do you say we have good data on the 1,000?
Stop it for a second. So Johnny, one thing I found very interesting, okay, is like you can get in you can have an argument that there's part of him that might be right. Like, oh, they did test it. Because there's this argument that they had this long before this, it's not a run up. They've had it. And they were just waiting for this to happen. But if you really watch the timeline of Neil deGrasse Tyson, he had sexual assault charges or rumors coming out about him when he was telling everybody to calm down about COVID. That wasn't a big deal. And then he just flipped on a dime and became overly stupid.
Interesting.
And that's where he is right now. Really dumb. Dumb.
Dumb. Yeah. Big time. But listen, he gets dumber on this. I want you to, I sped it up a little bit so we can get through it, but he gets so stupid. And if you're listening home, we're not using Zoom for the first time, so I'm a little slow on the draw here. Give me just a second. We will get this smooth.
It's not yet in $1 million. In case you want it. Are you going to say? Let's still do it on another. Let's wait another 6 months. You do that as a public health professional.
No, I would have said allow the individual to still have a choice that's okay with 1,000 instead of a few million. Leave the person have the choice. Not force him to take it or else you're going to get out of the Marines and you've been doing this for 14 years. Not force him to take it or else you have to quit your job as a nurse.
There's a public health
force versus
there's a
choice.
There's a public health contract that you have signed.
He's so dumb. He's so dumb and it's so offensive.
He's a country where in part we depend on each other for health, our wealth, our security, and the like. And that contract is in the best scientific evidence available at the time. If you do not get vaccinated, you will put other people in this organization at risk.
This is
organization
insane.
Does not want to take that risk.
It's so dumb.
You do not have this job anymore if you decline it. So with any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
This is
Is
crazy.
it your job? In some cases it was. But no, we're not going to have the army bust into your home and force a needle into your shoulder. That's not going to happen.
He's saying that like we're doing you a favor.
Put your job at risk, yes.
Yeah, 67% of Americans took the COVID. That's force. That's not a choice. That's a lot of force and coercion.
It's totally revisionist history.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
Totally
go to school unless you're,
revisionist history.
vaccinated
That's
against
bullshit.
And
monkeys.
he's
think that's
just
bullshit.
That's a different
dancing
country.
Yeah.
for the
But okay,
people
well, you want a
that are
country.
No, America's
blackmailing
supposed to be
him
the one that
allegedly.
offers the most freedom.
That's
what
my
America's
opinion.
supposed to be.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
his 180 from what he was at one moment to this, and he's just saying dumb stuff, and then he's bringing like I'm a scientist to gender discussions. He's so compromised, and it's so obvious that it's like they don't care. They've destroyed so many brands pushing multiple narratives that it doesn't even matter anymore. He when you sell out, they can do whatever they want with you. And they've just made this guy say dumb stuff on giant shows to push a narrative that nobody. And listen, dude, I know somebody who went to a doctor's office recently. This doctor, this guy told me, I was on the road. He told me he was at a doctor's office. The doctor walked in with a mask and a sneeze shield on. So you have to ask yourself, how much do you trust this doctor when they are living in fantasy land?
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I would ask is maybe I would ask the doctor, are you sick? Is that what this is? Because if he's sick, I'm like, okay, I respect that, I guess. But otherwise, what are we talking about? Yeah, I just there's one other dumb thing. There's one other really dumb thing he says here. I just wanted to see if I can get to it.
But I just want to comment
Yeah,
what you just said right there.
If you use that
Yeah, go
argument.
Is like if you bring that up to this person, you are going to be, that might put you on the outs with them.
Yeah,
And
you don't
I
want
know that
for sure.
you might not care,
No,
but
you're
there's
right,
a lot
yeah.
of people that don't want to lose that doctor for whatever reason.
No, you're totally right. Yeah. Well, I would just be like, oh, what are you sick or something? No. And then if the doctor's like, oh, no, just being careful, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Go on to your stupid little thing that you want. Mute yourself, please.
Somebody
What are you calling it? What do you think this
They
is
say,
stupid?
well-
What are you calling it? We're talking about this. What do you mean, my
No,
stupid little
he's
thing?
stupid. The stupid thing. I'm
What
sorry. I
attitude is
didn't
this?
mean it like that.
freedom of choice. I want to choose what I want to do with the body. You're right.
What
you
body?
get to
What body?
if you want to get an abortion. It's your
Oh,
choice.
your own body. Your own body.
If you want to get an abortion, get an abortion. If I want to get the vaccine, I get to choose. So you can't force. If I can't force you to get an abortion, you shouldn't be able to force me
Because
to get
it's not about you. It's about people you interact with, and that's the social contract of public health.
We don't even
It's
know if the
so
vaccine worked or not
delusional.
at the time.
Yes, that's what the trials are, dude. That's why these trials.
Have-
Are you missing data out there?
But let me ask you a question. Are we saying only one type of scientists are right?
No.
Yeah,
The
he
guy,
just sounds like
he's
an
become
idiot.
so unlikable. And I really used to like that guy. I used to always think he was kind of a fun, like a scientist go. He's pretty funny. So you tweeted.
You know what I used
ahead.
to love about he had a story about the most incredible fact, and I feel like that was Neil deGrasse Tyson's like
No, the grass
apex.
Tyson.
Like, can you find that the most astounding fact?
Yeah.
And I used to have it on my website, and
Hold on, let me
it really
see.
inspired me.
Are you?
And it
You're
made me,
serious,
like,
right?
Dead serious. Like when I was
Uh-huh.
really down, I couldn't get sober, and I was really like out of it, like sad and defeated. I would listen to this video, and it would inspire me. It's called The Most Astounding Fact by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What is the most astounding fact you can share with us about the universe?
The most astounding fact
The most astounding fact.
is the knowledge that the atoms that comprise under extreme temperatures and pressures. These stars, the high mass ones among them, went unstable
Bullshit.
in their later years. They collapsed and then exploded, scattering their enriched guts across the galaxy. Guts made of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. and all the fundamental ingredients of life itself. These ingredients become part of gas clouds.
This must have been a long time ago because you don't believe any of this now.
Form
Yeah, I know, but it still moves me.
Stars with orbiting planets. And those planets now have the ingredients for life itself. So that when I look up at the night sky, and I know
I don't know. This, when I was lost in my drug addiction, that video used to get me through it, dude.
Oh, really? It's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is it over? Let me see.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. No, I get it. Yeah, that kind of idea of kind of being connected. Yeah, I think that used to. I think that in psychology they
Anything
call it
else,
oceanic
Johnny?
feeling. Yeah, a couple of things. I guess we'll talk about that on Cash Daddies. Do you want to talk about? We're a little late on this, but Candice Owens and Ben Shapiro going at it. It's they had a little feud on the internet, and then basically he told her to leave the company. Is what it got to. What do you think about that? The idea that that's where he's gotten to with her after saying that he really wanted to kind of have a what would you say inclusive right-wing website, and now he's, because somebody that can't agree on this one issue, he's telling her to step off.
We've talked about this for a while, and it's just like, to get to a point, and there's very few of us left. It's that scene from Squid Games with the giant doll that shoots everybody. And every psyop just trips out some people, that there's only a few of us left that go, what is happening in Gaza is a war crime. And regardless of what you think of either side, humanity needs to step in and say enough. And that's where we're at. And Ben Shapiro, and I am very vocal about my disdain for Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro to me represents everything wrong with the internet. Tiny people who think they're tough guys, that if they saw you in public, they would run for the hills. And that to me is a big problem. A lot of these trolls talk a lot of shit, that if they saw you in person, they would run for their fucking lives. And Ben Shapiro's like that. And based on a couple things I've seen, the way Ben Shapiro is presented at the Daily Wire isn't necessarily where it is, because I don't think he owns it. And maybe at one time he did, but
what do you mean?
I don't think he's the guy that runs it. I think he's presented as it. But if you listen to how he's reacted, he literally says, if you don't like it here, you should quit. So I wonder if one or two things, either he doesn't have the power to fire her, or she has a buyout clause that's so insane they need her to quit so they don't have to pay her. Yeah, those are the only two options. And the way she talked when she had Norm Finkelstein on, or whatever that guy's name is, she talked like they were basically peers, and he wasn't her boss. And the fact that she had that Finkelstein on lets you know that Candace Owens is a bad bitch, and she fears no man. Do I always agree with everything she's saying? No, I don't.
Same. Here's what Shapiro said about her.
Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this is strange.
I love that he's standing on a stool.
Yeah.
I think she's been absolutely disgraceful. I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication; it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that
Anyway,
she's saying.
so that's, I mean, he calls it faux sophistication that she has on this issue. But
This is once again. I mean, there are people whose whole credibility has just been set on fire because of this. All of these guys that were so pro First Amendment, free speech, have all come off as completely and utterly frauds. The way they're calling for censorship on campuses, on social media. We are looking at the great reveal, and this is what they call mask off moments, and Ben Shapiro's credibility. And, you know, you can say whatever about, you know, Twitter's an interesting that if you tweet too much, you know, you get paid more, and sometimes people are just tweeting nonstop. But I mean, if you look at someone like Jake Shields, he's shown that Ben Shapiro gets very little interaction on Twitter now. He destroyed his brand.
Do you struggle though? Like I struggle with the crowds that are marching for Palestine too. I see a lot of these like alt-right. I mean, I'm sorry, Antifa types. You know, that are being super annoying. It's just super annoying. That are clearly whatever anti-Semitism is, they're doing some kind of it. Like some of them are. It's a real mix of them in that group. Oh
yeah, Johnny, there's definitely going to be anti-Semitism.
It's so
and I denounce that thing. But I'm also, the problem is this, is that legit criticism of a government and military operation is being lumped in with being anti-Semitic.
Because you had people like, did you see them talking, like supporting Bin
Johnny,
Laden
I just sent you a video. We got to end on that.
Did you see them celebrating Bin Laden this week? There was I mean, it's just.
Well, Johnny, there's things that in that letter to Bin Laden, which I think is 100% CIA and just use the divide and conquer even more.
Probably.
Like when he goes off into greenhouse gases, they just do little things to let you know. Yeah. Like it's nonlinear warfare. But a lot of things in that is a legit discussion. So the notion that it should be just completely and utterly dismissed because of who wrote it, how you can't understand the quote unquote enemy, which I think they're all controlled opposition used to rabble rouse and, you know, they all participate in these manifestation events to allow the powers that be to do things that they want because they need our approval. That's why this thing in Gaza isn't going anywhere because they can't get anyone to manifest to allow Israel to do it. They've lost the battle and they're going, we're going to lose even more if we don't. And so I saw something that Netanyahu is now willing to negotiate a ceasefire because there's zero at all fucking momentum behind this outside of a small group of neocon assholes.
Yeah.
So they're losing the manifestation battle. So regardless of what you want to say about Bin Laden, and I think he was just a controlled op, used to allow.
They propped him up. I mean, Bin Laden was crippled by the end. That guy wasn't running anything.
Yeah, for sure. So it's all just controlled ops, dude. But Ben Shapiro and all these you even had Matt Walsh going, what are we doing? Matt Walsh, who's on Daily Wire, is like, nobody's calling for peace, a ceasefire? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And we should say it was like Candice Owens was on Twitter and she was quoting scripture, saying that you can't serve money and God at the same time. And then Shapiro jumped in and said, well, if taking money from the Daily Wire is coming between you and God, then you should quit. And then she replied by saying that he's been emotionally unhinged for weeks, which he has.
She's right.
He's just been
she
screaming.
Won that battle. She literally won that battle.
Speaking of battles, we'll end with your video. Two things. We'll hit these really quickly. This was just so funny that we had to share. This was the big news from like last week. So this is just that confrontation between Kevin McCarthy, who apparently just swung his elbow around really hard into Representative Tim Burchett's
I hate all
kidneys.
these people.
It's so funny.
I hate all these people.
Can you hear that? So this is NPR recording.
sounds like it went back and forth.
Yeah, I think it went all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin. Didn't mean to elbow. Why'd you elbow me in the back, Kevin?
I know. I felt so bad.
Hey, Kevin, you got any guts?
Jerk.
Has he done that before?
No.
Huh. That's a new move.
Hey, Kevin, why'd you walk out and elbow me in the back? You got no guts. You didn't so. They sat there and the reporter said it right there. What kind of chicken move is that? You're pathetic.
Well, McCarthy's been turned out to be, that's a lot about nothing and just trying to act like something bad happened there. Like,
I think if there was video, it'd be a lot different because I have no doubt that Kevin McCarthy's the kind of guy who gives people little cheap shots. He's like the Paul Pierce, you know, kind of
for sure.
Congress, you know what I mean? Just getting little elbows in and stuff. But that just tells you how ordinary the people that run our government are. You know, they're just simple. They're just apes. You know what I mean? They're just dumb idiots. They're really nothing. But you know, there's this tendency to assume that people who ascend to that level in government or in business are somehow special. You know, like chosen or maybe different. But most of them, especially in Congress, especially in the House of Representatives, are just idiots.
Are just ordinary dorks.
Just ordinary.
Who want to over exaggerate everything.
Well, both. I mean, Kevin McCarthy is not. I'm not defending him. He probably did it, and that guy probably did catch a sharp elbow, and he realized, oh wait, this is the first time anybody's ever got that on camera, so let me play it up. Okay, and then you tweeted this. Now, I just wanted to. This is so funny. You tweeted this the other day, and I wanted to bring it up with you. I did not mean to turn my camera off. Hold on. So Billie Eilish was in Variety complaining. Here's the quote. Nobody ever says a thing about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, cool. If you're rail thin, cool. If you have a dad bod, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give a about us because we see people for who they are.
This is like,
what is she talking about?
She is so delusional. Studies have shown that women now, 100% of women find 80% of men not just not attractive, ugly. Okay,
dude, Leonardo DiCaprio goes without a shirt.
Johnny,
on the beach.
Go to the community notes. Go to community notes. She gets murked by the community notes.
Let me see. Okay. But think about Leo DiCaprio. Anytime that dude goes when he's out of shape without a shirt on the beach or like Tom Brady, it's all on the front of the tabloids.
When a guy is somewhat unattractive, it becomes a meme. How about that no neck guy from
No Neck Ed? Yeah, 90 Day Fiance. Yeah. So you're right about him. He's so crazy. This is the community note. It says it is estimated that roughly 10 million men in the United States alone experience body dysmorphia for the same reasons women do. Yeah.
This is called I live the most privileged life.
Yeah.
I'm at the peak of my physical powers. I'm hot. I got the biggest cans in the world. And I just want to find some kind of grift oppression that I can bring up. Because I have been famous since I was a young girl, and we need to have windmills to fight. We have to have a purpose in our life, and her purpose is to act like she's oppressed because she has the fattest cans on planet Earth. Big-titted hot chick with a ton of cash feels oppressed. That's what that should be called, that title.
So have you seen
Find a picture of Billie Eilish in her shirt and you'll be like, what are we doing? What is this? She has the fattest rack. Okay. She is like Scarlett Johansson build, which is perfect to me.
Yeah, she's not my type, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because you like baristas at Starbucks bodies.
I just like super fit. Yeah. So we talked I'm pulling up Billie Eilish. Don't worry. We talked last week about this Indian guy who didn't get his tea delivered by his sister-in-law or his daughter's husband. I don't know. He didn't get tea delivered on time, so he tried to kill himself. Basically, he poured hot tea and set himself on fire. Basically, so the very next week in India, a doctor quit surgery because his tea didn't come on time. He just like in the middle of surgery just left because he didn't get it. What is it with tea in India? There's something going on.
Man. There just
Doctor
comes
goes
a
on
line
4.
where you just go falling down.
This guy took a 4-hour tea break after sedating 4 patients in the operating room because his tea didn't come on time. So here's Billie Eilish. Let me just pull her up in so you can just stare at her, I guess, is what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
There she is. Huge mammies.
Look at them, dude. They're just, she wears baggy clothes to hide the biggest rack. And then what's going to happen is she's going to get to like 30 and then everything will be softcore porn.
Yeah, see, she's kind of weird though,
No,
right?
dude, I'm all about that, bro. All about that. That's at probably not her best moment, and I'd still all about that.
That green hair, you like that?
No, that's probably the most unattractive part.
Anyway, yeah. All right, last thing. This is what I was playing. Have you seen this? This just popped up on my. This is just a fun with stupid, I guess. But I'm not going to spoil this. I just want you to watch. Just absorb this, Sam, as it happens. You might have seen this before, and if you have, tell me. But so look at this. You seeing this?
Yeah. Why is everybody all weirded out by this?
Oh, really? You've seen this?
Yeah.
So this woman, she's clearly at some kind of fashion show or something, coming down the aisle. She's like strutting her stuff, showing her ass, flipping her hair out. Look at this. Wow. And these guys, people are all lined up for this fashion show. She's kind of, what would you say? Like, what's the female version of pimp walking? Hoe walking there or something?
She's
showing her ass.
She's strutting her shit. Yes, queen.
She looks like that woman that David Bowie used to be married to.
Yes.
And then we realize, and here's the punchline. We're at a funeral. She's making her way to the casket to pay her final respect.
I didn't watch the whole video. That is so insane.
There's got photographers.
So nuts.
There are multiple photographers taking flash photography.
That is so nuts and hilarious. And I didn't watch the end of that video. And that's my favorite video of all time. And God bless. Johnny, I hope people do that in mine. I want to see people. I want my funeral to be like Soul Train dance line where people come and they have to dance their way down the red carpet. That's what I want.
I love that you didn't watch the end of a video where it's described as nothing. I repeat, nothing prepares you for the end of this video. And you didn't watch the end of it. All right, so here's the last thing. You sent me this, and it's more proof that, the black cube of Saturn is a real thing. Here we go. We've got Taylor Swift at a concert on a giant black cube.
What's she on, Johnny? What's she on?
A giant black cube, man. In the center.
A giant black cube.
It looks like Mecca.
Look at that, dude.
It looks like Mecca.
She's not even hiding it, bro.
I don't
Black
get it.
cube Saturn worship right there. And now she's all possessed, dirty dancing. Still has the sexual energy of a 4x4.
You wouldn't catch me. She has you're so right, dude. There's kind of vibe.
Nothing there.
Nothing.
I'm like, wow, that is a great, wow. I just want to get in there. Nope.
Nada. Why is that,
Nope.
you think? What is it? I feel the same way about Beyonce, honestly. I just don't get it with her.
Because I
she's
think
like a
she's
machine.
probably a lesbian. Allegedly.
Maybe that's it.
I think Taylor Swift is a lesbian.
I mean,
That's
that thing
my
with
opinion.
Kelsey is so clearly scripted. It's so fake, dude.
They're like, dude, you want to make a ton of money? Act like you want to hit this.
Like, dude, taking his sister out or what? I mean, it's so fake, bro. Anyway, all right, we're at 155. That's good enough for a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, I'd like to go, Johnny.
I'll let you go.
I'd like to go.
Dude, it's 3:38.
Guys,
where
go
I
to
am.
samtripoli.com. When's this drop, Johnny? You going to drop it anytime soon?
Friday morning, I think. I'll try to do. No, I can't. Maybe on Thanksgiving. Do you think we should put it on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's not going to get any action.
I know. But then nobody else is going to get action either. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm thinking.
Guys, I don't know when this comes out. If this comes out Friday tonight or comes out Thursday tomorrow. Okay? Go to samtripoli.com. I am doing a revival at the where is it? Let me go to samtripoli.com. See, actually, hold on, Johnny. Johnny, be cool. No, go to Instagram. Actually,
Oh, go to Instagram.
I gotta go to Insty. I gotta get my Insties on. Get my Insties
Please,
on. Hold
please
on.
don't ever say that again.
What,
Your
Johnny?
Insties? Don't,
you want to fight?
You gotta get
Yeah,
your Insties
it's called
on?
Live at the new room is called Room 237, which is from The Shining, and it's going to be at the Rabbit Hole Bar. Okay, so you just got to go to samtripoli.com, and check it out.
Wasn't that what that place was called in the valley, the Rabbit Hole or whatever that you went?
Yeah, that's where I went. That's where I went.
Is that the same place? Is this the same place?
Yes, basically.
Oh, okay.
And I'm doing an hour of comedy. And then I'm also going to be in El Monte in December. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Here we go. Go to samtripoli.com. Grab all of your Bing Bing Pals.
Anybody buying a Tesla, just click the link in the description so that I can get points. I need these points.
Johnny.
If you're buying it, you get free stuff. If you're buying a Tesla, just click the link.
Okay,
Jesus.
Respect. Hey, Johnny, real quick. Also, go to chaostwins.com and join the Chaos Army.
Ooh, Chaos Army.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care.
Bye. What's the
Bye,
word?
John.
Hold on. We forgot the word. Hold on.
Oh, the word is slam-a-dam, bing bang. No, the word
that's
is
too close. You've done that before.
boo boo, strut your stuff.
She boo boo, strut your stuff.
Yeah.
She boo boo, strut your stuff. For those listening at home.
And at the funeral.
Wait, is that the funeral part of it?
Yeah.
She strut your stuff, boo boo, at the funeral.
There you go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Pick up your guitar, sing me a song. This was Groover's paradise. Now the Groover is gone. Was a cool little city